Big Boys
Big
Neighborhood.
boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, this is a pleasure to bring this lady into
Oh
the neighborhood for
yeah.
our big interview. We got Lizzo in the neighborhood for our big interview. Lizzo, how you
Woo!
doing, Queen? Welcome to the neighborhood.
I, I'm happy to be in the neighborhood, big boy. I'm feeling good as hell as usual.
Woo!
Hey man, I
Love
love that you
it.
feeling good as hell. You looking good as hell. Hopefully everything in your life is going good as hell as well. Now, at the moment, we're sitting in Zoom. You know, we're supposed to have been in the neighborhood together, and God willing, you know, it'll be greater later. If not, we'll be in Zoom, and I'll see you soon. But
Hey,
how
hey.
just right now with what's going on with the pandemic and what's happening when we think about the quarantine situation, it almost felt like we were back out the house. And
hmm
now it feel like we're kind of moonwalking back in. Are you feeling that same thing as well, Lizzo?
Absolutely. I was a little hesitant to go fully out the
Right, right.
house. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you just don't know. Everything happens so fast with the vaccines and the mask mandates lifting. I was like, whoa, we might be rushing this a little bit. And I've always been kind of an overly cautious germaphobe.
Same.
So for me, it took a minute for me to warm up a little bit. And, we're shutting back down. We've had some COVID close calls, and that was enough for me to lock it back up. So I'm in the house.
Yeah, and I know that that's a lot for you personally as well. What does that do for you professionally? I know that we got the new single, we got Rumors, and it feel like it's about to be times 1,000 again for you. What does that do for you? Not being able to do the radio, not being able to greet the fans how you usually do.
It's times 1 million for me
Right,
right now. I mean, I went from 0 to a million real quick.
real
Like I
quick.
was in my house making carrot hot dogs, like chilling on my love sack and meditating to interviews and talking. And I was excited to hit the road and to see people in person again, because that's really my, joie de vie. That's my bread and butter, is talking to people and connecting with y'all
Yeah.
in the flesh. But we gotta do what we gotta do. We've handled everything as well as we can. We're making it work.
Right, right. And I know that you were saying, and people love you. So I know that
Mm-hmm.
you would, like, we all feel like we could just hug you, we could touch you, you know what I'm saying? And I also saw where you're like, hey, just with what's going on right now, vaccinated, unvaccinated, whatever it is, like 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Back, back.
yeah, man. Air hugs. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
it's hard to do, and especially for someone in my position where they might think I don't want to talk to them or be close to them for other reasons. They might get their ego involved and be like, well, you think you all that. It's like, no, I just want to be safe.
Right.
I just want to keep my mama safe, man. I
And
promise.
especially you seem like
Mhm.
such a people person. You know what I'm saying? Like people gravitate towards you, and I mean, smiles bring smiles, and you're a people
Mhm.
person. So I know that's got to be a little bit harder to not be able
Mhm.
to hug someone or get a picture. But God willing, we'll be back there soon. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back there
Amen.
soon. Now let's talk
Mhm.
about this Rumors. All righty, now with the way that social media is, with the way that things are going now, everybody's in your business. There are always a lot of rumors, period. Now, with the
Mhm.
single itself, did you feel like everything is out there with these rumors anyway? I might as well go ahead and make a song, Rumors.
Yeah, absolutely. I always put everything out there. I'm not ashamed of anything. But for me, it was really about all the times I've had to hold my tongue and
Right.
not say nothing. Because back in the day, yeah, I didn't have that many followers. I'd be like, boop, boop, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
I ain't
man.
clapping back. And at a certain point, you have so many followers, you have a responsibility to keep people safe. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to clap back no more. I'm going to keep it to myself. But you see all this stuff start to pile up, all this public opinion about me just existing, And
Right.
I was like, you know what? Let me get this off my chest. I could go on a Twitter rant, or I could make a hit song and make some money.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I
And
chose to do that.
a
I
hit
chose to go
song
where the
you
money
made.
go.
And when I first heard Rumors, right? I didn't have any. There was no like toss in the air. Now people got it, but there was no. This is what's going on. Wait till you get to the second verse. I had no idea when they sent it to me what I was listening to. And so
Oh, wow.
immediately when I hear just the instruments, the tempo, the way it
Mm,
felt, and then Lizzo, when
mhm.
you come in to destroy it, and you're hitting everything. And the one thing I caught too was when, there's so many rumors out there when you was like, yeah, I ain't F Drake Yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yet. And then Cardi B jumps on the second verse. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already listening to how great this record sounds anyway. And then Cardi comes on the second verse. What kind of collaboration was that? You know, because there's always these secret weapons where you think, okay, I can get this person over here. I can get this person over here. What made you say that Rumors with Cardi B was the right one?
Wow. First of all, thank you.
Yeah, you
Oh
got
my
one.
God. I'm so proud of the song. Thank you so much. Well, for me, it's been a long time in the making working with Cardi B because I'm a fan of hers. I'm a fan of her as a person. I used to follow her on social media when she was just eating corn and stuff. Like, I still don't strip. How about that life? Like, she was so funny to me. I said, this girl is a superstar. Then, you know, when she got signed to Atlantic, I was like, can I do a song with her? And we had to be patient. We had to wait for the right moment, the right song. I wrote Rumors and it was complete. But sometimes you write a song and the song asks for more. And Rumors was like, I want Cardi B. And I was like, who? This is, what? She said, I want Cardi B. And it's like, who else goes through so many false rumors about her in the media? She's always clapping back. And every time she clapped back, baby, she clapped back. So I thought the clapback queen needs to be on this song. And it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and it seemed like it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it's a no-brainer, and it's easy to say, oh, man, that was a dream collaboration. But when you hear it, it makes total sense. And like you say, you hear so many things about you, and of course, there's so many things about Cardi B. And I love that you ladies had a chance to do it on y'all medium and on y'all platform, the way that y'all wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's a hit record and you get paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know we about that shmoney around here.
Now, what goes down with the album, though? You know, because now, Lizzo, there's such a catalog when it comes to Lizzo. Is there a pressure now to deliver? Like, when do you know an album is done or when a song is done?
Oh, my gosh. That's the golden question right there for artists, because it's never done. Like, I could do another version of Rumors right now and the song is out. You know what I mean? I am really hard on myself musically because I strive to always kind of be greater than I ever was. But I also don't feel that pressure because my music is always a conversation. It's always about where I am right now in life. I've experienced a lot of life in the last 2.5 years. So I got a lot of songs on my heart. I got like up to 140 songs right now, talking about everything from what I ate the other day to my hairstyle to boys to girls, everything. So right now it's just about telling the right story and putting the right songs together that the world needs to hear.
How far are you away from the album? You know what I'm saying? Like, and hopefully when you do your album, when you say it's going to drop, it's going to drop. You know what I'm saying? So how far away are you from the album?
Still waiting on Donda. Okay, don't play with Donda estás?
Donda estás for real.
Well, for me, I keep on writing great songs. That's the issue. It's just like I'm too good. Every time I think I'm done, I get in with someone else. I just got in with Mark Ronson, and you know, he did Amy Winehouse and Uptown Funk. And I was like, we just gonna do like one song. And then we did like 2 songs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now we got to keep seeing each other. So for me, I can keep going forever. I think the label's going to be like, enough.
Okay, so at the moment, Lizzo, you're not like locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like you still putting these great songs together.
I'm still writing.
That's and also when you go into that mode, when you say you got like 140 songs, how do you pick the babies that get birthed on the album though? Like, what's the process of elimination?
The hardest part is getting rid of the babies, you know? But for me, it is a story. So I can lay in bed and just fantasize about a whole story. I got about 5 different stories I could tell. I don't know yet. I think it's just like there's puzzle pieces, and some songs are like puzzle pieces. And I think I got a few more songs I need to write to really make the picture complete.
Does it feel like it gets harder or easier to write, or is it just the same?
I think it's It's not the same. I think it's not harder or easier, but the process changes. So at first I had all these songs I was like, I want to write about this. I want to write about that. And then at a certain point when I've written everything that I wanted to write about, I'm like, okay, I need to just start pulling from, the source, from creativity. So I went from writing to freestyling. In the middle of making this record, and you can tell the difference. It's a different vibe, but now it's just like when I come from source, songs just be flowing out of me.
Is it a pressure kind of to deliver, because do we get in your head as fans when you'll say like, like, okay, well, I probably got to write this, or they're probably like this. Are you looking for a radio hit? Are you looking for what's a stunning video? Do you take that in with you?
You know what? Excuse me.
No worries.
What I take in is like, I understand that when I am back, people feel like they're back.
Right.
When Lizzo's back, I'm back. And like my music can feel like a hug, and it can feel like, hey, things are going to be okay. That's what I take into consideration when I'm making music. I'm like, what do people really need to hear after the last 2 years that we've experienced? That's the only pressure there. I don't think about it in detail. I just write because I know that's what people love about me, is how authentic I am to myself. So I'm like, if I keep that up, I'm doing good.
Yeah. You definitely don't have to go and go into like a phone booth and put on a cape and come out as a different person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Is there also like, how we look at Lizzo and we think, oh man, it appears she's happy, she's this. People think that they want your lifestyle. Is there a pressure to be in Lizzo? Because there's times when you could just want to do something, show up to a basketball game, and then people throw role model at you. People throw these kind of things at you. Is there a pressure to be in Lizzo as well? When people say, oh, well, that's what she signed up for. I'm like, no, that's not what we signed up for. Is there a pressure to where you just want to step out sometimes?
Well, first of all, I feel like that's the only way you can be a role model is if someone assigns you the title. I don't think I could go and say, hey guys, I'm a role model, so do what I do. Right. I think that doesn't even make sense to the true nature of what a role model is. You got to have people to model for to be a role model. They have to look up to you. So the fact that they've put that on me is an honor. It's not a burden, because it's like, I have to be doing something right for people to feel that way about me. But the beauty of kind of the person, the identity that I've put out there is that I do have good days and bad days. And I think that's why people relate to me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like an hour before this interview, I was upset and I was sad and I was feeling away. And I was like, I'm about to talk to Big Boy. Let me go meditate, and take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's being honest in ways like that actually really make people, I think, feel me. If I was fake and happy all the time, I don't think people would want to strive to be that. Nobody believes that.
Does it ever become too much?
No, because I think that I have a bubble. There's the NBA bubble, there's the LIZ bubble.
Hello.
I be in it, and I'm so unaware sometimes of the world and social media. I won't see it until it's on like a blog or something that people are saying something about me, or that people are putting a pressure on me, or I have a happy place.
Does any of that, when it comes to social media and the clutter, how do you keep the clutter out, and does it affect you? It could be 1,000 praises and one hand. And do you look at that one hand a little heavier?
Yeah. And I made the mistake of doing that early on.
Right.
And when I learned that was happening, I was like, yo, I can't read comments no more. Yeah. I just stopped reading comments, like, completely. Like, I had a friend the other day, she just had her first viral like TikTok, and she had like some comments that were kind of mean, and it was maybe like 100 comments and maybe like 2 of them were mean. And I was like, I don't even care if you have 10 comments, don't read them. Because you know what I realized? Comments are not for me. The comments are not for you. I don't know what it is for now. People getting, sorry for cussing, getting their stuff off, or you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes it's there so people can be intentionally hurtful. I don't want that. That's not for me. So I don't even reach for it anymore. I don't seek it.
Lizzo, I couldn't imagine like the way that you guys are in the business now with back in the days, it was like, okay, well, we got, Rolling Stone, we got The Source, we want 5 mics. This person is a critic for Billboard. And you had these specifics. Now everybody's a critic. This device
Ooh.
makes everybody a critic. Like, your album is already whack and we ain't even heard it. You know what I'm saying? Your album is 2 days
Right.
old. Where's the new one at now? So I couldn't
Ooh.
imagine being 500 pounds. I was over 500 pounds, right? I couldn't imagine being over 500 pounds and if they would have had social media back then. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that they pick people apart right now, and people are just truly hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their arms crossed. Everybody got a smirk on their face. Everybody is so upset that even with my daughter's 12 years of age and my son is 14, I got to shield them from what goes on because now people have like no chill on them. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to and I don't read comments either. I can imagine what my comments say, but tell you the truth, just keep it real with you. I really don't give a fuck. So
Hey.
they can have it, But I was just wondering if that kind of like just kind of knock you off your square a little bit.
I mean, we're definitely in the instant gratification generation where it's like we want it right now. I want the opinion right now. Where's Donda? Like,
right? Yeah.
And I'm appreciative of it because I feel like without having social media or the social network, I wouldn't have the word of mouth of me as an artist wouldn't have spread so quickly.
Right.
My story is different than a lot of people. I was an indie artist for a long time before I got signed to a major label. And then I had a song blow up 2 years later, off the strength of syncs and social media. I'm really grateful for it. And to be honest with you, I'm so used to social media that I wasn't aware. I remember Adele called me though one day. I was getting backlash for being fat again. And she was like, "Mate, are you okay?" She's like, "I don't know how you fucking do it." She's like, "When I was coming up, it wasn't like this." And I realized, I said, "Damn, she's right." Like, this is a whole different type of pressure to just exist. Like, I step outside the house and it's just like, everyone's a paparazzi too.
Yeah, I remember when music used to be music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people used to talk about your music, talk about your albums. Now they don't even talk about your music. They talk about what you're wearing. They talk about what you look like. They talk about what you ate. They talk about who you're dating, so on and so forth. So how do you control how much you let get out there? Because a lot of the stuff, if you don't say it, then you'll continue to have the rumors. How do you control what you let get out there?
I don't have anything to hide.
Right.
I think if I did, it would be a little bit harder, but I'm a very TMI type of bitch.
Hello.
And I just think it works for me, so I make social media, like, I don't need social media. Social media need me.
Say it.
Because I'll be out there just using what I got. And, a lot of the comments about me are, "Oh, she's fat. How dare she twerk and be fat?" But it's like, I don't give a fuck that you think I'm fat. I like my fat. And I'm pretty. So what the hell, what you got to say? And I'm talented. What you got to
man.
say?
Yeah.
They don't have nothing to say. There's nothing they can say that I don't already know about myself that I'm not proud of. So that makes it easier for me, honestly.
Now, and you were talking about just the struggles of, when we got an introduction to Lizzo on the big stage, people would think like, "Oh, okay, man, that's an overnight success." And I always say, man, well, that was a long ass night. You know what I'm saying? If it was an overnight success. Now, with getting to where you start at, when did you first fall in love with music? Was there music in the household?
Yeah, I grew up in Kojic Church. So yeah, that's Church of God in Christ in Detroit, Michigan. We had a little church that was a family church. So cousins was playing organ, drums, guitar, bass, singing in the choir. My mom played organ, sings. So there was a lot of music. And I quickly learned as a kid that music can take you higher. Right. And that's why when you come to my shows, it can feel like church because I'm always trying to tap back into that. I try to bring what I learned connecting to God through my music with me everywhere I go. So yeah, I loved music. I wasn't a good singer.
Really?
I could not sing. I couldn't sing. Well, I started off, I was writing songs because I loved the Spice Girls. And I was like,
and how old are you about that time? when you're
I
writing?
was like 9 writing
Wow.
these songs. And then shortly after that, I joined band. So when I was like 11 or 12 and I was playing the flute. So I took
How did
flute
you
all
pick
the
up
way there.
flute?
Well, when we moved down to Houston, Texas is football, football, football. So marching band is like
Right.
really pushed there. So from a young age, they put an instrument in your hand. And I didn't say, oh, I want to play the flute. I was kind of chosen to play flute, which is why I always feel like that was God, that was bigger than
Yeah.
me. Because the woman just looked at me and said, her. And I said, oh, me? Okay.
And
And
had
I
you
just happened to fall in love.
did you play other instruments before as you were growing up in the church? Like, did you pick up anything else?
I was too shy.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I was the smart one. Like, even if we go back to Detroit, they'd be like, Melissa, you so smart. Say something smart. I'm like, I know I used to read books, but gosh, I have Grammys now.
And so you get appointed and anointed the flute. Never played it really too much beforehand. And did you fall in love with it, or you felt a challenge with it?
Both. I think I wanted to be the best. Like I still have this drive about me that I don't know where it came from, but my mom called me the Energizer Bunny because she was like, ever since you was little, you just do stuff until you pass out. And for me, when I got the flute, I was like, okay, I was chosen to play flute. I want to be the best damn
Right.
flute player in Texas. I was going to state competitions. And then once I realized it's like, yeah, you can get a scholarship from this. You can go to college, you can have a career. I was focused on that. I wanted to study flute in Paris, and I wanted to play in the ballet or, play with the Boston Pops or the London Symphony Orchestra. That was like my dream.
And so when you have your flute and you say you already started writing, but you couldn't really sing, how does all that come together where not only are you in band and you have the aspirations to do other things with the flute, but how does that become Lizzo? How do you become like the artist where you know what I'm saying? Where you start making songs where you find your voice?
It's the longest journey. It was
Yeah.
the longest journey. But mind you, we grew up in Destiny's Child city. Like when I was in Houston, everybody had a Destiny's Child story, everybody had a Beyonce story, and everybody wanted to be like Destiny's Child. So girl groups, like I had so many girl groups. I wasn't the singer though. I would write the songs and I would be the rapper. And we would like audition girls. I'd be like calling them. I'm like, okay, so sing it. What are you gonna sing? She's like, I'm gonna sing Usher, You Remind Me. Like,
Oh my God.
we were like auditioning girls and we were writing songs and rehearsing after school. And I was like, I'll be the rapper, y'all will be the singers, and these are the harmonies. So like it started there. And eventually I was like, oh, I'm a good rapper. And then I kept rapping. And then one day I just decided to just start singing out of nowhere. I remember I was 19 years old. I signed up to be in a rock band, and I was like,
Wow.
nobody knows me here. I can just be myself. And I was just like, okay, who do you want to be? And I was like, I'm a singer.
And you take it from there. Did you feel like you found your voice?
It took years after that to find my voice. I was yelling a lot. I was my story has always been like too much, refine it. So like
Right.
with the flute, I would go so fast and I would be playing crazy, and I didn't have a teacher to teach me. Like I didn't have private lessons yet, but once I could afford private lessons, the teacher was like, wow, where did you learn? Like, you got to learn the right fingerings and learn the right breathing techniques. And I was like, oh, she's like, you're really good, but it's like, now let's clean it up. And so with my voice too, I was like, and they're like, okay, let's take it in a notch. And so I really started to work on the craft of singing. I would like listen to Beyonce. I would listen to her live albums and just walk at night and try to sing like that and have her control and learn how to do runs and melismas. It was hard work.
Yeah, but you could tell you put the work in, and that's true. How you say you're still working. You know what I'm saying? And you never get to a point where you say, "Oh, okay, I got this. I got this."
Right.
You continue to learn. And
Right.
I think that's one of the things that people love about you as well is that. And when people say, "Oh, I see so much of me and Lizzo," I see so much, like you see the drive. You know what I'm saying? You see the drive, you see the hard work, and also you didn't get it overnight. And you learned your craft. I remember one of the first times I saw you live was at a BET award show. And when I saw you, for one, you know, now we're kind of getting a little more relaxed on stage. You know, people not hitting their vocals, they're walking around. There's 5,000 people on stage, so on and so forth. And you have a stage show. You know what I'm saying? You make sure that you perform. And I can rewind the DVR, go back and Google it. I don't know where the hell this flute came from. It was like Lizzo. It was like you did some kind of turn. I don't know, and it just seemed like a flute was in your hand. I was like, dude, is she a fucking magician? I was like, man, not thinking anything nasty. But I was like, where the fuck did this flute come from?
No, I did not pull it out my coochie, baby.
No, I didn't think that. I didn't think that. Not nothing. I was just like, yo, man, man. But the thing about it was, you performed and you killed it and you gave everything to the audience. And I think from that day, Lizzo, I fell in love with like your drive. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cut from a cloth where I look at who's on the side of the stage. I look at breath control. I look at, you know, just do what you sold me on the album. And you care about your audience, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And your peers. Now, what do your peers say about Lizzo now?
They say all types of stuff. I want to say thank you for that, because that means a lot to me. I feel like if I got it, then where am I going? You know what I'm saying? I always want to have somewhere to go and somewhere to grow, which is why I'm never going to get lazy, you know, because I'm always going forward. I think my peers, you mean my friends, or do you mean my
like
contemporaries?
your music peers, you know what I'm saying? Like when you say like a Beyonce of the world or anything like that.
My music peers, and mind you, I don't have that many like friends that I talk to that are artists, because I'm very afraid of famous people and they make me shy. Like, but they encourage me. They say things to me I don't realize. Like I talk to SZA so much. Like I've known her for years. We did a college tour years ago, like when she had orange hair. So we saw each other kind of grow up together. And so she encourages me so much. And she reminds me of like what I mean to people. I'm like, Solana, I'm a nerd. She's like, no, you're not. You're so cool and you're so smart and you're doing things that you don't even realize for the world. Like you're changing the world. And I don't think when you're changing the world, you're aware of it because it's you. You have changed the world, big boy, but you're you know, you don't realize your impact. So it's nice to have people around you that remind you of your impact and that you're in the right direction.
Do you ever trip off of that sometimes though? Because I've been in radio, Lizzo, for 27 years, right? And I still will sit here and I'll say, damn, somebody's out there listening to me right now, which I think is crazy. Or somebody, like even with you, I'm on your schedule. That trips me out that I'm on your schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, oh, I got to do Big Boy tomorrow. Like I still haven't gotten used to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me. And I pray to God that I never do though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And do you ever sit back and, you know, as you look at a Grammy and not accolades, but, or somebody will see you, do you ever look back and say, wow, that's me. Like I'm Lizzo, and not in a braggadocious way.
Right. In the most humble way, actually. That's a beautiful thing. Like I feel like that's what makes doing what we do worth it. When we have moments like that and when we feel things like that. Like I don't ever want to get on stage and have, you know, hundreds of thousands of people sing my song and me be like, yeah, y'all better sing it. Yeah. Y'all know it. How you don't know my song? Like, huh?
Right.
I'm always floored. I'm always taken aback. You know, they'd be Taylor Swift be like, I can't believe I won again. People always was coming at her for making that whatever she won, but it's like, I get it.
And now that you won, is it different now that you won? You're like,
yes, like, you know, I was like, I can't imagine what it's like to be that girl always winning these damn awards. And to be honest with you, I never expected in my entire life to have Grammys, to have accolades, to have awards. I never expected to have a #1 song, and I don't expect to have another one. I've achieved something that, Shabba, I claim that. I claim it, Jesus. But, you know, I've achieved something that very few people on the planet have achieved. And I don't have any ego or expectations to do that again. I never even thought it was happening in the first place. So I always have this gratitude every single day. Like when I woke up the morning of the Grammys and the year that I won, and I listened to Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, The Storm Is Over. And I just sat in my living room and I just cried and I just thanked God, you know, because I'm like, I'm waking up and it's the day of the Grammys and I'm going. Like, I'm nominated, I'm performing. Like I'm just so floored and humbled by my life every single day that I really can't complain.
How happy are you that you didn't have to so-called change? You know what I'm saying? Like you look like my neighbor, you look like my sister, you look like our friend. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what America and what the world looks like. You know, how happy are you that you didn't have to change or take on all these other pressures of do this and get this and inject this? Like,
yeah,
we just love Lizzo.
Thank you for that. I used to think that I had to change. When I used to think that about myself, surgery and procedures like that weren't popular. So I never went that far to feel the pressure to have surgery, which I can't imagine being a young girl and growing up and seeing how common it is. Of course you would feel that pressure to do that to yourself. Like everyone else has done it. But when I was a teenager, that wasn't really a thing. But my thing was always lose weight. You know, my thing was always perm your hair, hide your body, you know, like you're not light-skinned enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for me, I'm so grateful that I found the love for myself that I did, because at this point, I look like your sister, I look like your homegirl, I look like this, but I also look like a superstar.
Hello.
And now girls who look like me will look at me and say, wow, I look like Lizzo. I look like I could be on the cover of Vogue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Natalia, please.
Lizzo, come on. We got to talk about it. Everyone always wants to know who you're dating, who you're crushing on. But of course, you're always talking about Captain America, Chris Evans. What is it about Chris Evans that made you slide into his DMs that one night? Besides the liquor. Yeah. Besides the liquor.
Drunkenly.
Alcohol. I'll tell you one thing. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it real. I haven't really told nobody this. I saw a video of him hollering at this Black girl. It was like a paparazzi video and it was old. And he was outside of this hotel or whatever. And he was hollering at this Black girl. He didn't know nobody was looking at him. And so he was full like, you know, he was Christopher Jamal.
Yeah. Okay? Hey, Mom, what's up?
I don't know what happened with that. I don't know what happened, but I know it was years ago. So I was like, you know what? She probably not in the picture no more. Right. There's just something about that face, you know what I'm saying? When you come to a Black woman, you got to come correct. And when you do come correct, there's nothing more attractive. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, he got game a little bit. I'm single. And I sensed it off like I don't do that. And you know, I remember the whole Saweetie thing where it's like I'm a icy boy. Like the DMs was working. Yeah. Working. So I said, let me try my luck and see what happens. And I shooted my shotted.
I heard that. Did he immediately see it?
No, because I unsent it. I was so scared. So this is what happened. I'm messy. I sent it. I screenshotted it or whatever the next day and I made a TikTok. And then I unsent it. I was like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. But the TikTok went viral. And I think somebody showed him the TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And then he wrote me, he said, hey, there's no shame in your game. Like I've done worse things on the internet. And I'm like, oh my God, Chris Evans.
Tell me about those worst things.
Thank you for coming into the neighborhood. God willing, I'll see you soon. If not, I'll see you again in Zoom. And thank you for your spirit and thank you for your time. Time is very precious and I appreciate you.
Amen. Thank you for everything too. You said something so amazing at the beginning of this. You said we're going to be greater later. And I really hope and believe that. So I will see you in person soon. God bless y'all. Stay safe.
Man, and like I say, rumors with Cardi B, you got another one. And thank you for sharing your time with us. All right, baby girl. And God bless you, Queen. You have yourself a great day. All right.
You too. Bye.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Lizzo in the neighborhood. Y'all continue to hang out with us, Big Boys
Big Boy.
Neighborhood.